It's the single most impressive G-Shock I've owned, but are you too late? It's the Casio G-Shock GD-350 and it's rumoured to be discontinued soon. I've owned a lot of G-Shocks and this one tops my list as the most usable and heavy-duty tool watch G-Shock offers for real-world application. Its function takes priority over form, although that intention seems to have accidentally sculpted a great-looking watch. I'll demonstrate its silent alarm. Well, its vibrating alarm to be accurate, and I've dropped an affiliate link in the description to the place I think is most likely to stock them the longest. If you use it to buy something, I can earn a small fee at no extra cost to you. With the current trend for G-Shocks crammed with annoyances like Bluetooth complications, nagging notifications and apps, MIP displays that can't refresh fast enough to show hundreds of seconds for a basic stopwatch, and build quality like this on my GBD200. With all that considered, it could be the last time Casio builds something this good with G-Shock branding. This thing is built like a tank and is instantly impressive when I pick it up, more so than any of my other G-Shocks. I feel like it should have come with a free rifle or a Hummer. In fact, I think it's built well enough to be supplied as standard equipment to any of the uniformed services. Actually, I often see first responders wearing G-Shocks, particularly of this size, recognizable by the wider double-hold straps. I'd guess those are personal purchases. And of course the GD350 is highly resistant to impact and vibration with its patented hollow core guard structure and offers 200 meters of water resistance, so it's well equipped for a more demanding user. Let's dismiss any notion that it's an overly heavy watch, because comfort is a big USP for the GD350. Sure, it's slightly heavier than one of the featherweight G-Shocks like the 5600 range at 54 grams, or 6900 models at 63, but only by a little. I weigh it at around 77 grams, and here's the thing that gets overlooked. The strap is considerably wider than on the smaller G-Shocks, 22mm versus 19. It doesn't sound like much, but when multiplied by the length of the strap, it means you have several square centimeters of additional contact area that distributes the weight of the watch, making it feel much lighter than these. That's not all. Many G-Shocks, big and small, have this terrible structure where the strap meets the case, forcing an enormous lug-to-lug with room for a Sharpie, even when worn far too tight. But the GD350 is equipped with these paddles, flaps, flippers, flapperoonies, whatever they're called. They work great. They're enormously comfortable and keep the watch seated square on when I look at it. All of that means you can have this desirable big watch look and the practicality of usable big pushers that you can operate with gloves or sweaty hands if you're working out. All of this with none of the normal discomfort of a big watch. It's my most comfortable G-Shock and probably in the top 3 or 4 most comfortable of any watch in my collection. Next, it's pretty handsome, subjective I know, and I think I have the best colorway, all black with a negative display and a very cool gold tint to the oversized easy read digits on the digital display. The exact model reference for this colorway is GD-350-1BER. If you're new to my channel, I make a lot of Casio and G-Shock content. Consider subscribing if you like that. Dimensions. The case width is 50.5mm. Case height is about 18mm, measured from the stainless steel case back to where the tallest extrusion of the bezel reaches. The practical benefit of its scale is that there's room for these big pushers. This is probably one reason that G-Shocks are adopted as workwear, because you can operate them with gloves, and the large pushers are useful when working out. For example, I have no chance of pressing this top right button on my DW5600. Well, nor the others, not when I've finished a run and my fingers are sweaty, but I can operate all of the functions on the GD350 just fine. While I've got a hold of this, look how much bigger the digits are on the GD350 display compared to the DW5600, also with a negative display. The digits on the GD350 are very bold and visually pop with that gold tone. Often I complain about Casio's seeming obsession with negative displays, but I love this one. The LCD display looks spectacular outside. I like how, again, I'm benefiting from the scale of this watch, which is using its larger dimensions to facilitate this large digit display for the time. The backlight uses what looks like twin LEDs, one in the lower right and another in the lower left corner. I normally prefer electroluminescence, but I can't imagine it would be better than this. The backlight is strikingly effective and can be set to illuminate automatically when you tilt your wrist towards you. The tilt activation for the auto light turns itself off after 6 hours to extend the battery life. Oh, the battery life expectancy is 5 years. That's longer than many Casios, and normally factors in using the daily alarms and pushing the backlight daily. So if you're not doing that, much longer than 5 years might be expected. Okay, one unique feature not often found on G-Shocks is its ability to vibrate as an alternative to the usual audible beeps. You can use the vibrate for alarms as well as the hourly time signal. A quick rundown on the basic operations is as follows. The top left button is for enabling adjustment to the time setting and date. The bottom left button scrolls through the modes, beginning with world time, which has this fun scrolling marquee for the city names. Press it again to continue to your 5 alarms, stopwatch, countdown timer, and eventually back to the time display. The module has a few neat touches that make it easier to live with. In time setting, you can advance up or down with the right side buttons, or reverse and forward as is indicated on the dial. This way, if you go past the time you wanted to set, you don't have to scroll through a whole 60 seconds, you can just go back. This solitary metal button just adds visual interest, and you can press it while in timekeeping mode to activate the countdown timer without having to scroll through to its display page. And see here, the countdown timer is now displayed above the time. We can stop it by scrolling to the countdown timer menu. A must-have feature for me is the ability to view the time while in stopwatch mode, and here it is over on the right. Perfect. For me, the module offers all of the essential features I want, and importantly, all of them are done exceptionally well, and the GD350 is not burdened with unnecessary complications that would have frustrated me. The only way I could live with my newer GBD200, for example, was to put it in airplane mode, and I fear we could be nearing the end of an era when Casio builds G-Shocks as satisfying as the GD350, a watch that is laser-focused, purpose-driven, and stripped of all distractions and gimmicks. What do you think? Would you prefer connectivity and smart features, or does the pure functionality of the 350 appeal to you?